Now, we've all been there. You've got that niggling back pain, a sore tummy, you're not sure you need to go to the doctor, or you can't get an appointment for a few weeks, so you take to the internet and start searching your symptoms. Well, according to new research, it's something that we do more than 100,000 times a year. But is it a good idea? Or does it just make people more anxious? Is this something that you do?
Well, I mean, I've got two kind of thoughts on that, I have to say, because personally I do it, and I don't think it is a good idea because it does make me anxious, and I go from 0 to 60 in half a second. You know, exactly as you say, Andrea, you've got a niggle, and then suddenly, you know, you've got some dire, terrible condition. So for me personally, it's not good. Having said that, you know, in recent years, Mum and Dad being ill and stuff, I have used it, I think, to try and inform myself a little bit. And on a couple of occasions, I found it really useful, you know, to speak to doctors about things that maybe they had missed, not because they weren't doing a good job, but because they didn't know my mum and dad as well as I did. And they're busy. They've got lots of people. So I'm mixed, to be honest. You know, for me, I don't think it works on a personal level. But I think it's got to be a partnership between us and healthcare professionals now.
But all the healthcare information that's online, you've got to be really vigilant about, because so many of the websites are sponsored by drug companies. And so the information that's on them is utterly biased. It's OK if you go on the NHS website or something that's verified like that. But I did it after my knee operation, when I was prescribed pregabalin as a painkiller because I was in acute pain, and that's a drug used for epilepsy, and frequently now they're using drugs that were created for one thing for another. So I was really anxious about how it would affect my mood, whether I would feel like a zombie. So when you get medication, you read all the stuff on the leaflet with it, and then I think these days you do go online to read other people's stories. And it did make me stop me taking it, which the doctor disagreed with me and said, you know, I should try it for 2 weeks. But I said, no, I've read about it online and I'm not prepared to take that risk.
I think it's interesting what you say, Kaye, in terms of using it in conjunction. You know, there's no competition here. No one's saying, oh, I've looked it up on the internet and your years of training mean, you know, it counts for nothing. But I know in your instance it helped with your mum in terms of getting her treated for something that the doctors hadn't necessarily picked up on.
I reckon.
And loads of you have been in touch saying similar sort of things.
I reckon that next year that number might drop, because I am probably responsible for 900... 99,998 bar Janet and Kaye's.
Really?
Yeah.
At your
You
age?
spend all day on it?
I used to. I had to completely cut it off because I would get a cough or a cold or anything and I'd be straight onto Google and I'd be planning my own funeral.
But you know, a
it would
funny
just tell me the
thing, I mean,
worst.
at your age, I would never give a thought to anything like that. But then, of course, there wasn't social media, which also fuels that kind of health anxiety, and there wasn't the internet that you could go and check it.
My mum was saying to me that when she was growing up, she heard about her village or someone in the village might have got ill, or, you know, and it wasn't all the time people were getting ill or having these obscure or rare diseases and stuff, whereas in this day and age, I feel like I see it everywhere, every day. I can find out about somebody on the other side of the world who I've never met and will never meet.
But people like that's just fueling your anxiety. I mean, they've actually found out now, they've worked out that the worried well, which they call health anxiety, it's been given a name as a specific condition, which sounds like you were suffering from, people who are really constantly Googling potential symptoms are twice as likely in later life to have heart problems because they're living in a state of self-induced stress. You're on high alert. Your body's on alert for things you might not have. They're not terminal.
The thing
you might have a
is
spot, but it's not going to, you know, turn out to be malignant.
It is case by case. I think what you were saying, Kaye, is really important. There are times when it's great to research and it could really help to go online. I am just not a person who can deal with self-diagnosis or trying to find out about myself. I'm better off going in, and if I'm not happy with that result, asking to see a specialist or, you know...
Well, maybe it's better being one removed. I mean, funny enough, Ian had something recently with asthma and heartburn or whatever, and he just says to me, oh, don't be ridiculous, stop it. He never thinks about these things. But anyway, I went and had a look. I thought, why has he got heartburn? Because, of course, I was thinking the worst. And actually, there is a link, and I'm not a doctor, but I found this online, between asthma and heartburn, which I had never thought before. And so I said that to him, and he went to his doctor and he got something, and so that was helpful, I hope.
I think with increasing uses of technology. The way that we go to doctors is going to change in the future, and the way I was just reading the other day, there's been a conference on the future of healthcare using modern technology, and it says that in 10 years' time, there'll be a lot of hospitals where patients will turn up and they'll be met by a robot. So they'll have a kind of signing into the hospital be done by a robot, and robots will also go around the wards dispensing medication. Now, I find that rather chilling.
Yeah.
But isn't that going to be more expensive? Because I assume that, yes, a robot could probably go around and hand out the pills, but a person is going to have to measure them, or at least check that the robot's measured them
But a robot
properly.
won't have a pension, won't have sick pay.
Yeah.
But you could have one human
kind of
could do it all anyway.
Well, I think we have to be careful. I mean, we say robots, you'll get this image of this kind of metallic creature going around and there's no kind of empathy or sympathy or whatever. But actually what we're talking about is using artificial intelligence within our healthcare system where it is appropriate in order to hopefully improve treatment and also to bring down costs. Because the NHS is crumbling under the cost.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that we could have better incentives for people to want to become a part of the health profession and to want to be nurses,
I agree with
and
you
then
on that.
you would have less need for artificial intelligence.
I mean, technically, I'm greeted by a robot when I go to my GPs because it's a little screen, there's no receptionist, and it's what time's your appointment, what's your name, what's your date of birth. I always lie at that one and I always get the wrong doctor. And then, you know, so I'll have so it's already happened.
It's true, it's true.